How's it going?
Hey everyone.
We really appreciate you doing this, especially we were just saying, didn't you just have the premiere yesterday? I can't believe that you're on here
We
today.
did, yeah,
Yeah.
we did all day. It was awesome. It was incredible. We had a lot of really great fans there. It was very, very hot though.
It
Um,
was warm
Oh
yesterday.
my God. I didn't even think about that.
outside,
Yeah.
like we performed a bunch of music from the show, and we were so it was pretty taxing by the end of it. I think all of us were like,
Mm-hmm.
we're cooking,
Yeah,
but other than
Mm-hmm.
that, it was awesome.
that's so fun.
Yeah. There's like not enough water you can drink because your
There
body's
really
just
wasn't.
sweating it
I mean,
out.
we were trying our best, and it was
Yeah.
impossible. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like weird. It's kind of humid for LA, I think. It's
A
really
little
like
bit.
a little bit sticky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
by the time that I was done performing on stage, I came down and I was just like, "Oh, I look insane now. This is great. If I just
Yeah,
look like this,
just
I look
dripping.
like this for just the rest of the press that I have to do today, I
It's
guess."
fine. It's
It's
fine.
a
Yeah,
glow. We were just talking about this. It's a glow.
a
They're
beautiful glow.
purposely, yeah, there is sunscreen that is purposely made to make you look like you're shimmery and sweaty. So that's just all
Oh,
you had on.
Hmm.
yeah. I'll just tell
Yeah.
people that's what I had on.
Yeah,
I'll fake a brand deal that I
all
have.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just tell them it was Supergoop. They have like a glow sunscreen
Oh,
if
Oh,
you
is
really
that
need a
you
name.
know a
Gwyneth?
lot about
Is
this.
that Gwyneth
I know.
Paltrow's? Is that Gwyneth Paltrow's company?
So she has,
Or
does
she's
she
just
have Goop?
she has
Hers is
Goop.
Goop, yeah.
And then there's Supergoop. I have
That's
actually
really
no
close.
idea if they're the same, but they should be if
Huh.
they're not.
Yeah, we'll combine
Yeah.
them.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
I'm tempted to look it up, but I won't. I'll do it later.
How has it been? You had the premiere yesterday. How has it been reuniting with everybody this many years later for Phineas and Ferb?
It's been absolutely wonderful. The fact that we were able to have our premiere yesterday, and the show is premiering this week, obviously,
Yes.
this coming weekend. Um, Phineas and Ferb has never completely left my life. I've played Phineas for 18 years at this point. I started playing when I was a teenager, and every so often they'll call me back in to do like, hey, do you want to do something for the theme parks where it's something for a parade? Or do you want to do, we did a feature film in 2020. And so from 2018 through 2020, um, we were just doing tons and tons of stuff for that. So it's been nice that the character has never really completely left my life. And I
Hmm.
hope he never does,
Hmm.
because it's really special to get to work on something that's so meaningful to people. And there are people, who are my age, who are in their early 30s, who had their kids at this event yesterday, who were like, "You don't understand how excited I am to introduce this show
Oh,
to my kids." And that's a rare thing to get to work on something that has generational appeal that way.
yeah.
Hmm.
And I'm very excited for everyone to see what we have in store for them.
I'm so excited for the new
Oh my
episodes.
gosh. We can't wait. I have a daughter, but she's only 2, so it
Okay.
might not land
It's a little early
just
for her,
yet.
yeah. But don't
Yeah.
Yeah,
worry, by the
but we'll
next
get
set of
there.
like episodes that we have coming out, because we have episodes for a little while coming out, but she'll be able to watch those. It'll
Perfect.
Okay,
time out.
great.
It'll time
Perfect.
Okay, great.
She'll understand what a summer vacation is.
out. Yeah.
Oh, well, it's such a great thing for kids to hook on to. Every kid loves summer vacation. It's
Yeah.
just like the best time that they look forward to.
Well, it's wild because, even when we started doing the show and I started working on the show, and I did a pilot in 2006 anyways, but the show premiered in 2008.
Mm,
And even a big part of the pitch of the show and the appeal of the show during all of that time was we want to encourage more kids to go outside, to use their imagination, to go on adventures with their kids,
mm.
or with their friends rather. And that was even something I was still doing when I was growing up. Obviously, was going out and using my imagination with my friends and my siblings. And it felt like a really relevant theme in 2008, even to be doing that, encouraging families to do that. But it
Yeah.
can't be more relevant than it is in 2025.
Seriously.
Like,
Oh my
getting
gosh.
kids outside and getting them active and getting them creative. So I think the message has only gotten stronger.
Yeah,
Hmm.
for sure. And I mean, I feel like Disney Plus has to play a huge part of how popular it still is today. And
Yeah,
I would imagine that had to help get the revival with people like rediscovering it and for
Hmm.
like people like us rewatching it again as
Yeah.
adults.
absolutely. Yeah, Disney Plus has been a huge part of what allowed us to come back and do more episodes of the show and more seasons of the show. And that's a combination of, as you said, I mean, people rediscovering the show and watching it as this comfort show and having the accessibility, because we never actually had like full DVD or Blu-ray box sets of the show. That's just not something that like Disney
Oh,
TV
Hmm.
shows really did.
yeah.
Um, and so there were plenty of people who would always ask about that. And then when Disney Plus finally premiered, Phineas and Ferb was everywhere. And then we did that feature film that was also on Disney Plus, and that was wildly successful for them. And we knew that the numbers were really great on that, and pretty consistently we are in the top 10, if not the top 5 of the most streamed, Disney original products on Disney Channel or on Disney Plus rather. And so that played a huge role in letting us come back. And I
Yeah.
think that a lot of people will connect with it on both Disney Channel and Disney Plus moving forward this summer.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what we were saying before you got on is like I feel like you never hear of a show going to Disney Channel anymore. I feel like it's always
Hmm.
like Disney Plus. So I feel like it's a really cool, almost like a nostalgic thing for us too to hear like watch on Disney
On
Channel.
Disney Channel.
I know it's going to be on both. Yeah, it is going to play on the Disney Channel the day before it goes on to Disney Plus, and I believe I don't know the entire rollout. I know the way that they're rolling out like a handful of episodes are just going to be on Disney Plus like the following week.
Mm.
Mm.
But then after that, my understanding is that it's going to be weekly releases on Disney Channel that
Oh,
then go
cool.
on to Disney Plus, and so it's going to kind of let people watch the Disney Channel. I think a little bit more than they probably have been.
Yeah.
That's no shade to the Disney Channel, but just with the way that media has shifted, I think this definitely incentivizes people to go and turn on the Disney Channel and see all the good work that they're doing there, be it besides just Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah,
Hmm.
definitely.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's so true. They could see promos for other shows, and
yeah,
yeah, it's not personal to Disney Channel. People are just used to streaming and grabbing content when they want to see it. They don't want to wait for it. So the
yeah.
quicker they can just watch it back to back, that's what people seem to be more interested in.
And I'm a real fan of weekly drops, so I do
Yeah.
hope we do consistently do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Andor just did it in a really interesting way, doing it in those 3-part installments
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
every week. That was such an interesting way of doing that. Um,
Hmm.
but I really hope we do weekly releases because I think that gives people time to kind of sit with the stories and then
Yeah.
rewatch old episodes in between as well,
Hmm.
and watch the new episodes because there's definitely a lot of self-referential humor
Mm.
in our show. There always has been. But it's very accessible for new audiences as well. Like if you've never seen the show and you watch the first episode of season 5, you will understand everything that's happening very fast. We are
That's
able
great.
to kind
Oh,
of
great.
yeah, we even did that with Candace Against the Universe when we did that movie. That was a big point in writing that movie was this has to both be true for fans of the show and then also be accessible for new people who have never seen the show and don't know these relationship dynamics. So I
Hmm.
think the new season does that very well.
Oh, I love
Hmm.
that. Were you a big Disney Channel fan before you voiced Phineas?
I am I'm a really big Disney fan in general.
Mm.
I love Disney movies. Love going to Disney parks. Like, I just got myself a Magic Key again the other day. Like, so I just got an
Ah, I just
annual
got
Oh,
mine too. I just got
nice.
mine too.
This went back on sale like a week ago, and I was like, I have to buy one because they only go on sale like two
You
times a
like
year.
have to do it right
Yeah.
away
It's
or they're
really it's
gone.
hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and now we have Phineas and Ferb, the characters walking around the parks again. Like
So cool.
they're at California Adventure at Epcot at least all summer and then possibly longer. I know we're usually at the Christmas events, like they usually have us down at Jolly Hollywood and stuff at MGM or sorry, Hollywood Studios. Um,
I do the same thing.
I
I always
know.
call it MGM. I
But what's
can't get it
crazy is
right.
I recorded most of the entire first season of Phineas and Ferb from Hollywood Studios because I grew up in Florida. So it's like really ingrained in my head of like MGM Studios because that's what it still was when I was recording there. So I would like go to work there every week and it said MGM Studios and that's what all of the info like on my badge and like all my guest stuff would
Hmm.
all say.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, I'm a big Disney fan. I absolutely love Disney and Pixar. I love going to the parks. I was just at a Star Wars night a couple of weeks ago,
Oh,
or
fun.
maybe a month ago at this point, and that was really cool. And my boss on Phineas and Ferb, and my friend, I've known him since I was a teenager.
Sure.
He's a member at Club 33, and so like he took me to dinner at Club 33. It was the
Oh,
coolest thing ever. Yeah, really
That's
I'm
really
so
cool for like
jealous.
a big Disney fan. But
Hmm.
yeah, no, I've like commissioned art of like Phineas and Ferb characters with like other Disney stuff too, because I think that's fun. Like I have like a Phineas and Ferb it's Phineas, Ferb, and Perry as like the hitchhiking ghosts from
Oh, that's so
Oh,
cool.
cool.
yeah, I'm a big Disney fan. I'm gonna be at Elio's the premiere of Elio in like a week. I can't wait for it.
I'm so excited for that movie.
Me
Oh
too.
my gosh, it looks so like it's
I
gonna be
did some
so good.
promotional stuff for it, some like crossover like Phineas and Ferb, like a commercial for it.
Hmm.
And so I got to
Hmm.
see some of it and I'm really excited about it.
I mean,
Oh
anything
my gosh.
Pixar, anything Disney does, but like I love
Yeah.
every Pixar movie too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I haven't seen Lilo and Stitch quite yet, but I'm gonna try and see it this week.
It's
It's
really
been too
cute.
busy
Hmm.
with work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, you have a show coming out or
Here's
something?
a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
busy.
Yeah.
So since you grew up watching a lot of Disney, was there whether it was Disney or not, was there a show or a movie that you remember really inspiring you and making you maybe want to go into that? Or like kids always were like, I want to do that. I want to be on TV.
Yeah.
Do you remember a role that stood out to you?
Yeah, there was a couple of them. I mean, the biggest shows for me when I was a kid on Disney Channel is I absolutely loved Lizzie McGuire. I watched that every day with my siblings. I really liked Even Stevens. I was a big Kim Possible fan.
Ooh.
And as for the movies, like those were all the movies I grew up watching. So like we had like all the VHSs, the nice plastic
Uh-huh.
Oh
VHS
yeah.
containers, like, all lined up on our bookshelf. And my favorite was always Lion King. Um, love Lion King. That's my favorite Disney animated movie, but Disney Pixar, my favorite movie is The Incredibles. So there's a difference there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But as for actually understanding like this is something that I could really do, I was working on a sitcom at the time, a live action sitcom, when someone asked me if I wanted to start doing voiceover and to start trying to make cartoons, and I just didn't know that was a real job you could have. I didn't know that was something they let people do.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I think it's more accessible and there's more information known about it now, especially because of TikTok and social media. That
Yeah.
people go,
Hmm.
oh, I know what a voice actor is, and I know that people take classes to do that and that they learn how to get better at it. But
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that even as an actor, and so I worked on um a couple of animated projects before Phineas and Ferb that didn't go anywhere. Like even one of them was a Disney pilot that just it didn't get picked up. Ironically, it was also with Ashley Tisdale.
Oh, really?
It was one of the only times I've ever done an ensemble record where like the whole cast is there because they never do that because it's so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But we recorded a pilot together, and I remember her like walking around in between scenes, like telling all of us, guys, I have a new show coming out tonight. It's called The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, and everyone has to watch it. And she
That's
was like so
wild.
proud that it was premiering like that night. And then years later, we worked together on Phineas and Ferb, and now she's played my sister for 20 years almost.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, just
it's
walking,
weird. That
like
was
not
our
knowing what these shows are before
Well,
they're
of
going to
our first
become
time
something.
was doing animation, I think, on that project, and
Wow.
it didn't get picked up. It didn't sell. It was a 1970s themed cartoon.
Okay.
Um,
Hmm.
and I don't think the kids got any of the jokes.
Yeah.
I
That's a
think the
problem.
jokes, I think
Yeah.
the jokes went over everyone's head. They were all very
Hmm.
70s related jokes. It was a very fun project, and I got to work with some cool people. But I just I don't think kids were getting it.
Yeah.
Uh, that's
Yeah.
probably why we
It
didn't do
gave you
it.
some experience.
Oh, it totally did.
Yeah.
I get so much more experience every time I get to make a new cartoon, whether it's Phineas or anything else that I work on. And there's so many voice actors who I look up to who I'm like, oh my gosh, if I could have, half the career they have,
Mm-hmm.
that would just be the best thing in the world.
And it's also like right place, right time. Maybe like had that worked out, who knows if Phineas and Ferb, if you and Ashley Tisdale would even be working on it right now.
Almost certainly not.
Yeah.
Almost certainly not, because this isn't the case anymore. But like when it comes to younger actors, younger voice actors especially, I mean, they really are not. Number one, they rarely cast younger voice actors because our voices change and
Mm-hmm.
because they are concerned about that. And they also really didn't want to have us playing other characters, even on Phineas and Ferb back in the day. Like they were very
Oh.
like, no, our audiences will know, like our audiences will pick up on that, and we won't allow you to do, additional voices or utility stuff.
Hmm.
And this time around, it's the complete opposite because now I'm in my 30s and I'm a very experienced voice actor now. I've worked on a lot of video games and a lot of cartoons, and so now they're just like, oh my gosh, the more the merrier. They throw characters at me whenever I go in there. So I play a ton of characters on Phineas and Ferb, and it's the best. I love doing that. Like that's the dream is to get to hide yourself in all these different characters.
Sure.
Oh,
Um,
I love that.
but yeah, I had the great benefit of I created a voice. I created a character voice. Phineas's voice is not my voice. Phineas speaks completely different than me. And so I think that greatly benefited me because I was able to create a character where, I can play this character forever.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
I think, in normal projects, it's a little harder to count on that when you have teenagers working on the show.
That
Yeah.
makes
Oh yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you find a character's voice? Do they give you an idea of what they want you to sound like, or do you just go into an audition and try it, throw spaghetti at a wall?
Yeah, it can be different for different projects, but a lot of the times what they do is they give you a breakdown of the character and some scenes, which is just the same as a live action audition where they go, "Hey, here's a bunch of information about the character." Sometimes they'll tell you exact vocal quality of what they want, or they go, We want them to
Mm.
sound this age, or we want them to sound like this, or here's a character reference from another cartoon where kind of the energy of this. They didn't do that on Phineas and Ferb, but they did provide me with the art, and the art I find super helpful. Like sometimes I've gone in to read for things and they don't give me art, and I find that more difficult because I'm like, I need this to match. I need it to look
Mm,
like it
Hmm.
belongs with the character.
yeah.
Um, but with Phineas, the main thing is that he's very energetic, very optimistic, and he is always happy and trying to make sure that everyone has a good day. And so I tried a bunch of different voices, and I landed on this one because it has to almost sound unnatural if he were to be sad. Everything he's saying has to sound like he is so excited and so ready to go on an adventure. And I wanted people to do exactly what you're doing, which is every time you hear it, I want people to smile. And that
Yeah.
makes me so happy. That's like, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go for on an adventure. And so that's how I landed on that voice. But my process of getting Phineas was so odd because I auditioned for like 6 months to book Phineas and Ferb, and
Whoa.
that's a long time.
Wow.
They had me come in and test, and then they didn't book me, and then I auditioned again. And I auditioned for some other characters on the show, and they didn't book me. But I do remember when I went into to screen test for Phineas, I actually got to go on Buena Vista's lot, the main Disney lot, and we
Uh-huh.
don't actually shoot the show there or anything like that. But that's where we went, and I remember being there like with my dad and just seeing all the art on the walls. Like they have original animation cells from Snow White like on the walls.
That's so cool.
Mm.
And they have so much history there. And I just remember being like, if I could do anything in my entire life, if I could work anywhere and be a part of something, I want to do this. I want to be here. Because I'm such a big Disney fan, and there is a special kind of feeling when you work on something that is a really big deal for Disney. And to have those walk around characters and to have, you know, kids and families wait in line to meet a character that I voice, like it's so surreal to me. It's so amazing. And I never would have thought in a million years when I first worked on it that would be what we were doing. And I feel very lucky to have gotten to play this character for so long. I hope they let us do it for, 20 more seasons. They have all of us signed on. They know we love doing this job, so we'll be here
Right.
if they want us.
That part's easy for them.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're all ready to go.
You're already there.
we're ready. We're in the studio every week anyways. Just keep us there.
Do you guys record
Yeah.
together for?
No, we never do for Phineas and Ferb. I am never in the booth with anybody else. It's always just me. The only time I've ever recorded in the booth with other people for Phineas and Ferb, I recently did something that is going to be on social media soon, where it was like me and Ashley recording stuff together.
Mhm.
But that was just for like press because we never record together. But I recorded once with Dan, who plays Dr. Doofenshmirtz, and it was because we were doing a song together, and they needed to use. We were just out of time, and so they needed to throw us in the booth at the same time so we could do harmonies with one another and we could listen to one another and get it done at the same time. That's the only time that's ever happened, though. I've never,
Wow.
in the 20 years that I've worked on the show, I'll run into the cast like in and out of the studio, and there's sometimes I'll like request if I know that we have a really cool guest star. I'll be like,
Mhm.
"Oh, that is so crazy! They booked me right when you got here. That's crazy." And I'll just
How
So
like,
weird.
weird.
So
that's so
weird.
weird. Yeah, someone was asking me yesterday. They're like, if you could have any guest star on the show, because we have a lot of really good ones coming up.
Mhm.
They're like, which one would you want? And I was like, we haven't had enough athletes on the show, and I love sports. I was like, let's just get like Travis Kelce or Patrick Mahomes in there, and then I'll just coincidentally be wearing my Chiefs jersey.
Yeah, just
Like, oh my God, is this a
Just
Sharpie?
crazy
This is crazy
it's
coincidence.
just
right
like your
now.
favorite shirt. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
this
not
is
them.
insane that there's a Sharpie like in my hand. Uh,
Yeah, but since
So
we're
weird.
here, let's
since we're
just
here
Yeah.
and we're like meeting like this, I guess you could
yeah,
sign it.
I guess so.
Yeah, but
So you're a Chiefs fan, I'm guessing?
I am, yeah, yeah, and I like basketball a lot too. But my basketball team has been out of. We got knocked out of the first round of the playoffs. I'm a Miami Heat fan because I grew up in
Oh,
Florida.
Okay.
hmm.
Why are you an Eagles fan? Is that what's about to
Yeah,
happen?
She
I
is.
am.
She is.
Well, what a nice time for you.
It's been a nice time. You're honestly right. It's a
You know
nice
what?
time.
We got one. You got one. It's
Oh,
it's
totally.
we're good now. We both got what we needed. It's
Yes.
fine. It was a
Yes.
rough
We're
day. It was a
also,
rough day
my
for me.
family's just general. We really love football in general. So
Yeah,
I'm not going to knock the talent on the Chiefs at all.
yeah. They're
We,
they're a lot of fun.
when Patrick Mahomes first came on the scene, I was, I couldn't stop watching the
Yeah, it was the coolest
Chiefs.
thing I'd ever seen. It was
It
the
was the coolest thing
touchdown
ever.
season. Yeah, it was amazing.
I know we're not here to talk. David's like, can
No,
you
no,
guys
we're about to
stop?
talk football. I was about to be like, I went from watching Alex Smith like barely, just be like a game manager to watching Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City and being like, that's a light show. Like I've never seen anyone play football like that. But
insane, and he's so
you guys,
young.
you guys have Saquon Barkley and Jalen
Yeah.
Hurts, and Jalen Hurts is like the most handsome man who's ever existed. So
Oh, and he's so cool.
he's
Eagles
just the
fan or not, he's
coolest,
just
best looking
so
dude who's ever lived.
cool.
Yeah,
Have
and
you
he's
ever
really
seen?
good at football.
Oh, he's so good at football, and he just any interview, he doesn't crack. He's never
No,
stressed.
pick a lane, dude. Just like be
I
bad.
know, like
Yeah.
enough. Yeah. Oh, and Saquon's just
Yeah.
wild. He's not human.
No, he's not.
No, he's really not.
Anyway,
Anyway,
pop culture.
sorry.
Yeah, don't make me get out my fantasy football stats. Yeah.
Oh, oh my God. We'll have to. Okay, another time.
I'll
Never
just
mind.
I'll always text Grace and be like, "Well, it's the big game today. No idea what I'm
Hmm.
talking about."
He's like, the game is on.
The
We
game has
won.
happened. No,
Hmm.
they did randomly, they had like a Phineas and Ferb NBA ad that came out at one point. And I was like, why did no one tell me this was happening? I love
Just
basketball and football.
stumbled
Like,
across
Yeah.
it.
and yeah, it was just ended up on ESPN and like ESPN posted about it. And I was like, can someone send me this? This is one of the coolest things that's ever happened to me. Like there's a really big Phineas and Ferb Times Square billboard right now. It's
Uh-huh.
huge. It's in Times Square. It's massive. And I'm so bummed that I'm not there. Like I lived in New York for years, and I'm just like, that is one of the coolest things that's ever happened to me. I was like looking at
Yeah.
the flight to try and go for a day so I could go see it in person, and really expensive to do that last minute. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm working literally every day this week. There's no there's no way.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
But they're taking it down like right after the show premieres, like right when I'll have like some
A
availability, like
break.
okay, whatever.
Oh, that's so annoying.
It's all right.
Well, next time there's new episodes, maybe they'll put it back up.
Maybe. I mean, we've never had that before. That was so cool. Like, I just had a bunch of fans sending it to me. I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I like, it's
I feel
very
like I
much,
saw a
yeah,
picture of it on Twitter or something. It looked like it was like on a lot of different screens.
yeah, yeah. It's very much like a pinch me, surreal. Like this only happens working on a show like Phineas and Ferb. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking about like stumbling across like that ad, is it true that you found out about the revival just through seeing it online?
Yeah, no one tells me anything. Yeah, no, he is the title character on the show. He's worked on it for 20 years. We're not gonna tell him.
Yeah.
No, I found out because I'm a big runner, and I was running a 5K for fun because I'm a lunatic. And I was just like, yeah, I'll go for a run today. And I was like in the middle of it, and one of my castmates sent me a Variety article, and it said, hey, the show hasn't picked up for 40 more episodes, 2 more seasons of television. Now we're just supposed to say 40 more episodes. I don't think it's actually 2 more seasons.
Okay.
I think the
Okay.
wording is 40 episodes before I get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
But he sent me this. He's like, is this true? And I was like, I will call my boss. And so I called Dan Povenmire and I called him. He's like, Vincent Martella. I assume I know why you're calling me, but how did you find out about this? He's like, I just walked off stage at a big Disney event and I just told a whole room about it. But how did you find out? And I was like, because that's how the internet works, Dan. What are
It's
you talking
Mhm.
about?
out. It's out fast.
It's
You're
out.
on stage somewhere with a bunch of press and you said it out loud. That's how I found out. What do you
Yeah, everyone wants to be the first person to get to post about it then.
Dan is very social media savvy. He is very famous on TikTok. I was like, you know how this works. What are you talking about? You said it out loud in front of Variety magazine. You didn't think that they were going to tweet it? Like,
Yeah, immediately. What a fun surprise
Yeah.
though on your run.
No, it totally was. I mean, I stopped running. I was like, I'm never running again. I quit. No, I was like, you know what? This part of my life is over. I'm gonna go make TV shows. Um, no, but and then there's the hard part about what kind of happens with everything in entertainment. I'm sure you guys have experienced this in some way or another. Is then you kind of go, well, I hope that's true, and I hope that I am doing it and
Yeah.
that I signed a contract to do this thing. And because animation takes so long, I mean, I didn't actually I wasn't in the booth for 8 months after that announcement. There was all the writing happening. I knew the writing was being started. And then we had all the strikes that were happening too at the same time.
Mm.
So much time had passed between that announcement and when I got into the booth. I started recording end of August, I think it was, of 2023. So this has been like a year and a half.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Guys to see, and we're still recording every week for to finish up this order of episodes. But hopefully,
Sure.
we all feel really excited and very good about it. So we're hoping that they'll let us do another order after this.
Yeah. And hopefully they tell you.
They probably won't tell me. They'll probably maybe they'll have they're gonna have Patrick Mahomes call me and tell me.
Oh,
Honestly,
Don't
okay,
call
you
me.
deserve that. You
yeah.
do, because that would
Don't
make
tell
your,
me
I feel like
about
that
it.
would make your whole year.
We had Taylor Swift on an episode of the original run of Phineas and Ferb, so like it makes sense we get Travis
You're
Hmm.
now.
one connection away now.
Yeah, you're so
I'm right
close.
there, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
and Taylor was very famous at the time. She wasn't like the queen of the universe at that time, but like
Hmm.
she was very famous. So like
Yeah.
maybe she could just be like, "Hey, heads up, Travis.
Yeah.
This dude likes you."
Hmm.
You know?
Exactly. It seems it's gonna happen.
You're gonna
Yeah.
find a
We're
connection.
manifesting.
Patrick
He's
has
probably
like three
listening to this. He's
kids.
probably listening. He probably loves listening to you guys, so he's probably hearing
He's
this.
a
Yeah, he
he's a
does. He's
big
such a big
fan.
fan.
He's the
He's
number one
a
listener.
huge. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. No, but he has three kids, so that
I
maybe
know.
his
They're
kids will
very
start
young.
watching.
They're very
They are
young
young.
though.
They are
Mm.
young.
That's something that's a strategic pull of like how we kind of get some of our guest stars too is like, are their kids the right age?
Mm.
That's
If
Hmm.
they're the right age, they're definitely like people who know about the show, but if their kids are the right age, that's how we can definitely get them on the show.
yeah.
Hmm.
Like when we got Ben Stiller on the show, like his kids were the perfect age and they loved it and things like that. We're at least allowed to say Michael Bublé is going to be on the show this year. We were at least allowed to say
Oh,
that.
awesome.
His family loves the show, and I haven't met him, but he's texted me and he said I'm beautiful, so that made my.
Oh,
I
God.
was in like a record store with a bunch of his records, and he was like, "Is that Vincent who plays Phineas? He's so beautiful." And I was like, "Thank you, Michael Bublé. I am beautiful."
I would take that screenshot
No, it's
and
Hmm.
framed.
frame
It's
it.
framed.
Frame
Yeah, it's
it.
framed.
Also,
Hmm.
Pop Crave said that you stunned last
That
what
did happen
6 or 7 months ago.
It was on my birthday. Yeah, it was on October 15th. October 15th. And I was on my way to New York Comic Con. Like I was flying that day. And they post, people stunning all the time when they're like drinking
Yes.
a cup of coffee. But on my birthday, they were like, the very talented Vincent Martella turns 32 today. And I was like, thank you, Pop Crave, but have I stunned?
Yeah.
To know if I've stunned on my birthday. And then I posted like an actual picture from like one of the press events we were at. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
hey, it's the birthday boy. And they were like, Vincent Martella stuns
Ugh.
birthday.
Dream come
I think
true.
that's 32. And for like a week, people were walking up to me randomly because it went so viral, and they were like, "Hey, you look stunning
You look.
today." And I was like, "This is the nicest way to go viral." I've gone viral in such not nice ways before. Like, this is the nicest, calmest. Where it's like,
Yeah.
"Thank you. That's a very nice thing you said to me. I'm
It's
gonna
just kind.
all
Yeah.
day."
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done so much stupid stuff. Like the internet is so unforgiving, where you make
Oh.
people just be like, "This guy looks stupid today," and
Oh
then it's
no.
like,
Awful. It's really
stunning.
awful.
It's great. Yeah, you can't even look. You can't even look at the internet.
No.
No.
Wait, can I be the person? And maybe I'm going to help someone listening. What does that mean? What is stunned?
Oh, Grace.
I
Oh,
know.
it means you look stunning.
Yeah.
But so there's like people get stunned.
So
Can you?
It's not
I
that
know. I'm
they
like
are stunned by
95.
my beauty. It's that I look stunning, and just the way that I actually think that all those accounts are actually like run by, because it's like there's a lot of those Pop Crave type accounts, and I think all of them are run by people in another country. And so
mhm.
I think the
Hmm.
wording of them decided to originally translate it that way, like when these accounts started, where so and so stuns in new photo was like, and it
Mm.
became their thing. Like I think it was a mistake. That's always been my assumption because I'm like I've never heard anyone else reference it this way. But like whenever you do like any traveling around the world and you try to translate something, from like I've traveled to Brazil quite a few times. I'm like pretty famous in Brazil, and whenever I translate certain things in Portuguese to English, it'll be like not an exact translation. It'll very roughly
Sure.
be like, like instead of like have a good day, it'll be like, I hope many blessings fall upon you as the
This
sun does, or
it's
something.
just
And you're like,
Wow, it's
okay.
beautiful.
beautiful.
And it's something
Wow.
way
It's
more. So I'm like, I
stunning.
think I was like, I think
Hmm.
they did like a Google Translate and it was stuns like in new photo. That's what I think.
It's
Hmm.
just so funny whenever it's like an awful paparazzi picture of people like taking a bite of something and they still say so and so stuns.
I know.
It's
And that's the thing
incredible.
is I was like, oh my gosh, they, no shade to these people, but sometimes they're not stuns.
No.
And I was stunning. It was my
Yeah.
birthday.
Hmm.
Everyone
Yeah.
stuns on their
No, own
birthday.
it. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm
It's a
hoping
great
it keeps up
photo.
this year. We'll see.
Yeah.
My birthday is like, I think 2 days after New York Comic Con this year. I think I'm gonna be at New York Comic Con for Disney anyways.
Oh, nice.
Um, But it was really nice because yeah, everyone walking around the convention floor when they would see me like at the panel or something or wanted a picture with me is like, "Can I get a stunning picture with you?" And I was like, "Yes."
Oh,
That's I really like this. It's a really good trend. David, you're gonna have to I'm like under a rock all the time, hence why I just talk about nostalgic things, but you're gonna have to show me this because I
yeah,
haven't seen any
It's
of
a
it.
yeah,
trend. Yeah, it's like a real
I
thing.
haven't seen
Yeah.
it
yeah.
yet.
I'm hoping that Popgrave posts some of the stuff from our premiere yesterday. That's just what I'm hoping because we did a bunch of music and we never have done Phineas and Ferb music live before. And so like I sang with Ashley Tisdale, and I'm just hoping that
Hmm.
they post it and say that I
You
stunned while
stunned
Yeah,
singing.
on.
he's
I mean,
stunned.
you were out there in a million degrees. You deserve
They
a
don't know what I was
stun.
sacrificing to
Yeah.
make that
No.
happen. They don't know how hard that was.
No, you're exhausted.
Is
Yeah.
it difficult to like sing in a character voice?
So it can be difficult for sure, just because it can be very vocally taxing. But I have learned so much about music from being on the show and becoming like I play music and sing as a hobby in my own time, but like
Mhm.
I technically have been a professional singer now for like over 15 years because of Phineas and Ferb. And
Yeah.
Hmm.
I learned so much from these musicians and so much about how to like take care of my voice and how to improve upon it. But there's, with everybody's voice, you do have your own range and you have a range that you sound the absolute best in. Like you have
Mhm.
notes you can hit, but then you really have your like kind of your sweet spot. But then Soda is a character that you play. So like if I start singing too high as Phineas, he doesn't really sound like Phineas as much anymore. It doesn't sound right. And if Phineas is too low, he doesn't sound like himself either. So he has his own performance style. He has his own, he has his own range, and that's how we try to write the music is in a key that's like perfect for Phineas. And then
Gotcha.
Ashley has her own, because Ashley's singing in her regular, like just her regular Ashley Tisdale voice.
Yeah.
We have to put the two together sometimes to make sure we can harmonize right and it still sounds like our characters. Um, and that's just a credit to our great writers and all the people who write our music that they're able to
Mhm.
work it all out. But it always impresses me when I see like I mean like one of my favorite voice actor, he is so unbelievably talented, is Seth MacFarlane,
Uh,
and he sings as so many characters on Family Guy and American Dad and just in
uh,
general. Like he has like big band concerts he does where he just sounds like Frank Sinatra. And I don't know, like there are some things that he does that I don't know how he's doing them singing wise. Where
yeah.
I'm like, because something I always talk to people about like with that I admire the most about voice actors is when we're doing a voice with a voice on top of it. So like if I'm doing Phineas's voice and now they're asking me to also have an accent where it's like,
Oh.
oh, or it's
Hmm.
Phineas doing an impression of someone else on the show. It's like, oh, well now I'm doing a voice and a voice. Like now it's
It's
a
like
voice on
Inception.
top of a
Yeah.
voice. And there are plenty of times when I see like vocally, like Seth MacFarlane will do that in his songs where he's like singing as one of his characters, doing like a Southern song where he's got a twang and now he's got an accent. And I'm like, that is so intricate, the amount that he's doing there. So I
Yeah.
try my best to learn from other voice actors and other musicians on how I can improve and, be as good as these people who've been doing it for 30 years.
Forever. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I was going to say over time, I imagine it's something like almost a skill that
Yeah.
they learn how to throw their voice in different
Yeah.
volumes.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I've definitely taken, I mean, I take voice acting workshops a couple times a month still just to get better and learn from people who I either have worked with before, who I've loved, like directors who I'm like, you were really great and you taught me a lot, or people I've never worked with before who I really admire.
Hmm.
And on top of that, I've literally, I've taken vocal lessons from opera coaches before where I'm like, I'm never going to sing opera, but I want to know how that I can extend my voice and how I can make it easier to sing at the top of my range or speak at the top of my range for longer sessions without me injuring, my
Hmm.
instrument. So
Yeah.
it's a learning process, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
And how long will they have you guys in for a session to record? Like, how does it go on
No
for
more
a
than
lot of
4 hours.
hours?
No more than
Okay.
4 hours. Because
Okay.
your voice starts showing. Like sometimes the sessions can be shorter, but 4 hours is the top of it. Just because it's very noticeable when you speak for 4 hours straight. It just starts wearing. Even if you're speaking 4 hours straight in your normal voices, I'm sure you've experienced this before. Just
Hmm.
doing you know your own work is that there is a limit even when you're not. You don't think you're exerting yourself, like you're not yelling, you're not talking loudly, but all of a sudden you're like, oh, my voice is going, like I'm
Yeah.
losing
Hmm.
it, and I have to give it a rest. So 4 hours is our max.
That
Oh,
makes
that's,
sense.
yeah.
Grace and I used to be Warner Brothers tour guides, and by the end of our third 2 hour tour of the day, every day,
Oh,
Yeah, you're like, I'm done talking about Central Perk. Can everyone?
literally.
oh my God. That's all anyone wanted to see. They were in Big Bang
My
Theory
voice is
and
gone. I
Friends.
don't care about that couch. Come
Yeah.
on.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
Big Bang Theory was a big one. Friends
Huge.
Oh, that was a
and
big
Big
one at
pretty
the
Bang
time
and
too, huh?
Friends.
and Pretty Little Liars. Those were the
I haven't
Yeah.
three.
done that studio tour. That's one of the ones I haven't done. I
It's a
haven't seen
fun one.
It's good.
it's all
It's
the Hogwarts
changed.
stuff too, right? And like Batman and stuff or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, all the
Yeah.
Batmobiles.
Yeah, they have it's changed a bit since we were there, but it's great. They in a good
I've
way.
heard
They
it's one of the
added a
best ones.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They added a lot. And you can go in the back lot and stuff, which is really cool. Yeah.
yeah.
I've done
It's
the
so cool.
Universal one numerous times, and I've done, Paramount. I shot something at Paramount for I shot a sitcom there for like 5 years, and so I've taken that one a couple of times. Like I would just decide to take it with people. I'd be like, yeah, I want to find out what's going
I'm
on.
here. Yeah.
No, it's
Um,
fun.
but I haven't
Yeah.
done the WB one actually, so I got to get on that.
Okay, speaking of you doing a sitcom, so like we were looking at your IMDb and like 2007, 2008, you were doing Phineas and Ferb, Everybody Hates Chris, role models. You're still a
Yeah.
teenager. How were you managing
Yeah.
school, these three jobs, everything all at once?
It definitely difficult. Like it's definitely a juggling act. But I think it was really nice that I had a family who was supporting me and supporting me doing something that I wanted to do and that I loved doing. Um, it's definitely wild looking back on it now. Because it too at the same time, like Phineas and Ferb was starting to get really popular as I was like kind of wrapping up Everybody Hates Chris. And so
Hmm.
then Phineas and Ferb becomes like the biggest show, like the biggest, it is literally the biggest animated TV show that Disney Channel has ever had. But it wasn't that when I was wrapping up Everybody Hates Chris. So like
Okay.
Everybody Hates Chris was like kind of coming down in popularity and we were like done. And then
Hmm.
Phineas and Ferb was like taking off right afterwards. And
Hmm.
then we had this weird second life on Everybody Hates Chris where it came back on Nick at Night and it didn't belong
Yeah.
there. Like it didn't make sense that it was there because it just took place in the 80s. It wasn't actually like a sitcom from the 80s.
Yeah.
I
It's on
remember
every
that.
night.
Yeah.
It actually ended up becoming way bigger on Nick at Night uh, than it was ever on like the CW and stuff like that. And we had been like nominated for like really big awards like during our
Sure.
first one of the show. And the popularity was just way bigger on Nick at Night. And I had a lot of people coming up to me uh being like, oh my God, and like stopping me, just being like, oh my gosh, I'm watching the show right now. And I was like, yeah, we finished doing that show like 2 years ago. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not working on that anymore. Um, but with Phineas and Ferb, that was just, you're more hidden on that. People don't really know exactly what you do. I had a I had a woman come up to me though. Like, if I go to Disney parks, people usually know who I am because people know who all the voice actors are if
That
they're on
makes
Disney
sense.
property.
Hmm.
But I had someone come up to me one time who because most people don't know that I was on both shows. Like, still every so often, people will be like, "Who was going to tell me that the kid from Everybody Hates Chris was Phineas this whole time?" And I
Like
was
I
like,
haven't
"I
been
don't know.
hiding
Why would
it.
I have?
You're like, look it
Why would I
up.
have told you that? That's not my business."
Yeah.
Um, yeah, you tell me you're not on my IMDb every day. Like that's
Yeah,
weird.
it's really
That's on
rude.
you. That's a
Yeah,
you problem.
my star meter is messed up. No, but someone came up to me once and she was just like, "Hey, I think are you the guy? Are you the guy who plays Phineas on Phineas and Ferb?" I was like, I do, yeah, I do. And I was like 18. And
Mhm.
I was like, do you like the show? Do you enjoy it? And she's like, no, no, I don't like it
Oh.
at all. And I was
Okay.
like, oh, okay, no,
Okay.
all right. She was like, yeah, there's like a platypus on that show who like wears a hat. And I was like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
he's a secret agent. She's like, well, where does he get the hat?
Oh.
And I was like, oh, I assume he bought it. And she was like, there's a store where they buy hats for little platypuses. And
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, I have to be honest with you. I was like,
Hmm.
if your level of like suspension of disbelief is so low that you
Hmm.
can't get past the hat,
It's not for you.
you know what? Maybe not for you because we've been
Also,
Hmm.
told
no
those.
cartoon. She shouldn't watch
Yeah,
any of
yeah.
those.
No.
If the hat was the limit here, we didn't even get to the fact that he's a secret agent yet. It was just
Oh,
the hat itself was too much
yeah.
for them to handle, and I was like, you know what? That's fine.
Man.
Okay.
I hope she shouldn't ever watch Hey Arnold because his football shaped head would just
Yeah,
bother
It would
her, I
throw
think.
her.
I think she'd be like, how does that
yeah.
happen? Yeah.
She's probably doing terrible right now. No, I'm just
Yeah.
Yeah.
kidding. Yeah.
Yeah. She's listening.
She's listening to this and she's
She's
like, "Oh
like,
my
that was
God, I
She's
remember."
me.
listening.
Yeah.
She's listening. Yeah. It's interesting that people do you find that people feel like they can just kind of ask you anything? Do you know what I mean? Like some celebrities
Sometimes.
say that sometimes they feel like people don't think they're actual people.
Like they know
Totally.
you.
And yeah,
Yeah, like they know you.
and I haven't experienced nearly as much as that as like legitimate famous people and especially like live action actors and especially live action actors who are women. Like
Hmm.
that's way worse where people will come up and really invade their space. I definitely have had many conversations where I'm like, oh, you could have chosen to not speak to me. Like that was
Right.
you made a choice to come over here and say objectively not nice things. Like I'm not
Hmm.
upset. Like I'm not like gonna get into an argument with you, but like that's cool that you don't like my work. I don't know why you even came over here. I don't know why you're
Hmm.
coming. And it's
Yeah.
just like I wouldn't come to your job and do that to you. I wouldn't be like, by the way, you're bad at this. Um,
Hmm.
but so I've had things like that, and I definitely have like I mentioned this earlier in the interview, but like Everybody Hates Chris is so big in Brazil that like I've been down to Brazil a couple times, and that's where I have like a level of fame that like I can't walk down the street, like I can't be in public. Like I can't go to any restaurant. I can't like it's very much like a an actual fame, like unbelievably famous
Yeah,
person.
like big superstar
And
there.
Hmm.
I went down for D20. There was a D23 in Sao Paulo for the first time ever. And so we did a big Phineas and Ferb thing for it, and everyone just thought it was the funniest thing ever. Like all of my bosses on Phineas and Ferb, they're like, "This is like walking around with the Beatles. This is hilarious." And it's funny. It's funny to them and to me because it's me. Where it's like, this doesn't. Why
Yeah.
me? But I am like everyone's very lovely there, and I love the fans down there and how passionate they are. I am glad I can turn that fame off. Like I am glad
Sure.
that I get to come home and that's not my life every day.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because it's nice to be able to go to a restaurant and not have anybody, need something from you.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
do, yeah, I definitely empathize with people who have to actually deal with that like all the time. And it kind of
Yeah.
makes sense how some people get really weird.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If
Yeah,
that was
for
happening to you
sure.
all the time, I think you'd probably get pretty weird. Um,
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's not normal.
if you
Yeah.
can't go to the grocery store ever without someone talking to you, uh, or just stop going to the because there are plenty of famous people who just stop doing things like that in general.
Yeah.
You start like losing normal people uh, interaction skills, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, that makes total sense that you're really weird now. Like you've just been
Hmm.
completely isolated and have net, you don't go pick up your produce anymore.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
like I get how that would be intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I did read about, because you mentioned Brazil, that there was like a campaign over there that shot your social media following up in like a week from
Yeah.
like 200,000 to like 3 million.
To like 7 million.
That's
7 million. That's
crazy.
In 10
crazy.
days. Yeah. No, no, the only thing I'll say about that is like it was really crazy. Because me and all my friends know that I've been famous in Brazil for a long time because of Everybody Hates
Hmm.
Chris.
Mm.
And one of my coworkers on Phineas and Ferb got me a shirt that said, I'm famous in Brazil, and it just said it in Portuguese, and I just posted it to my Instagram page. And it ended up becoming like an international incident where they were like, we have to make him really famous on the internet. And some of those numbers have come down. I think a combination of things is like tons of bots. Like once you start getting like
Oh, sure.
once you
Yeah.
get like an influx of following, like the algorithm picks it up, and then you get hundreds of thousands of people like messaging you the same message. Um,
Uh-huh.
and they're bots. And then I think also some people realizing that like I don't speak fluent Portuguese at all.
Oh.
And my main job is not to do that. My main,
Yeah.
job is making cartoons and making TV shows. And
Hmm.
so a lot of my content is focused on what my life actually looks like. Um,
Hmm.
I do my best to make it accessible for all the people who are Brazilian fans who follow me. They're awesome. They have been very loving and very, very passionate about my work. And like I said, they were really excited about Phineas and Ferb when we went down there. But yeah, I do my best to communicate with them and be accessible. It's tough sometimes because, as you said, people always want something very specific from you, and if you're not giving it to them, they're not super happy about that.
Yeah.
But I also have to be
Hmm.
like true to myself and what my I'm not going to shift what all my content is that I post now to that would be phony, that would be fake. Like
Yeah.
if all of my
Hmm.
stuff now is just like all this content's only going to pander to the Brazilian audience just because I
Sure.
think it can get me more followers, and I'm like, well, that's disingenuous. Like
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
When
not,
it feel good.
and people would see through that. Like that would be
Yeah.
that's not good. But what has been cool about that experience is never in my life that I think I would, I went down there 3 times last year for two were for Comic Cons and then one was for D23. And I have like friends in Brazil now, and I have learned a lot about their culture and a lot about their food and a lot about their dance and their music, and that's like fascinating. Like that's just something I
Hmm.
never could have predicted would have ever happened in my life, that I have this other country that now I've had a very interesting, intimate experience with. And I hope that that continues. I'm supposed to go
Yeah.
down there again at the end of the year for a pretty big Comic-Con, and like I said, everyone's been very, very nice. It's just I do
Mm.
my best to connect with them when I can and how I can. Um, but you can't make everyone happy on social media. That's kind of the
Oh,
thing.
Oh no, shouldn't
never.
even try.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah, I have a lot of people even too like commenting on my post sometimes, just being like, "Why aren't you saying any of this in Portuguese?" And I was like, "I don't know how to
I
say
don't,
Mm,
you
it's
don't, if,
just
because if you
not.
try it, then you're gonna like mispronounce things, then
Yeah.
they're
And
gonna get mad about that.
I was like excited for a minute because I was like, you know what? I speak Italian, not like completely fluently, but I can speak a lot of Italian. And I was like, this might be like a total breeze. No,
Hmm.
not the
Uh-huh.
case. They're so different. The vowels have completely different sounds. So like when I'm reading it, I can actually read a lot of the Portuguese and go, oh, I have
Okay.
an idea of what they're saying. But when I'm hearing it, because the vowels sound different, I'm like, did they just finish a word or are they starting
Mm.
it? And it's I can't figure it out because I'm just not experienced enough yet. But I'll get there. It's gonna be
Yeah.
Hmm.
give me time. Give me time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have time, you have trips planned. We'll
Yeah,
get there.
Yeah.
we'll get
Well, this has all been so much fun. Thank you so much for taking your time and
yeah, this
chatting
was a
with
great
us.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
on
Thanks
your
for
Sunday after all this busy stuff that you have going on, which is
I
so
know.
exciting.
It really is, and I'm so happy to do it. I'm so happy to talk about the thing that I love. I mean, you guys know this as people who create things and cover a lot of different aspects of pop culture. I mean, I genuinely love playing Phineas. It's been such a big part of my life, and the fact that we get to keep doing this after so long and keep making families happy and having these experiences, it means the world to me. So I do hope all of your, your listeners and everything enjoy the new episodes of the show, and we'll keep making them as long as people want us to.